Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Elena, owner of Elena Coyle Coaching. It is my goal to help you elevate your life through nutrition, fitness, and mindset. And today we're going to be talking about a topic that I know many people struggle with, and that is craving sweets and overeating at night. Recently on Instagram, I posted a reel about all of this and it got a little bit of attention. So today I actually want to go further into how we can get around this struggle. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what I personally do and what I teach my clients to do to really set themselves up for success, regardless of what phase of life they are in. Okay? If you're struggling with overeating at night and craving sweets, I have a message for you. This is not really a question of willpower or lack of self-control or being weak. This is a question of poor planning and understanding what your body really needs. So that is our topic today, and that is exactly what I want to show you. I'm hoping that you walk away from this experience being well-informed and knowing what steps to take next. But before we even begin, let's do a quick little background. If you didn't see my reel, let's talk about it here. First and foremost, big mistakes that I see. Number one, not eating enough throughout the day. Perhaps you're someone that is so focused on calories and you're trying to be good and your meals are quite small or they're lacking inappropriate combinations of macronutrients. Another thing that I notice is that people often underestimate the number of calories and nutrients that their bodies need to make it through the day so that your metabolism is functioning well. And when that is functioning well, when it's happy, you're going to notice that you're not craving things as intensely as you once were. The other pitfall that I see people fall into is not eating at all. You're skipping meals. And it's related to point one, but skipping meals doesn't work for everybody. Another pitfall that I see people fall into is skipping meals. Now, if you're somebody that's intermittent fasting and you're still able to hit your macros and cravings are not an issue, this message is not for you. But for other people that are trying intermittent fasting and you're getting very frustrated with yourself, it's not really proving to be effective for you, or you're somebody that is too busy to stop and eat, or perhaps even you're struggling to just have an appetite in the morning. That describes you. This still applies. Why am I even talking about this? Because your body is like a bank account. You have to pay into that bank account so that you don't go into debt. What ends up happening is when we're pulling back calories too intensely, or we're pulling back, or we're not using our macronutrients appropriately, we're going to find ourselves in debt. And at night, your body senses that you've been depriving it all day long, something, and it wants you to replenish or pay off that debt. It gets very difficult to think clearly when you are that hungry. So if you're a parent, you're probably grazing off of your child's plate, you're that chicken nugget, those French fries. Maybe after dinner, you're like, oh my God, I need chocolate now. You're scrounging through your cabinets. Those calories add up very quickly. And even though that you were good all day long, it's very easy to overindulge later at night. And this could be a problem. And this could be a potential reason why you're struggling to see results. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how I track and plan ahead to make sure that my evenings go smoothly and I feel more satisfied and in control about my choices.
Hello, and here we are. So with my clients and even myself, we use Cronometer. It breaks down our nutritional profile very nicely. It even gives you micronutrients settings. Really enjoy this app quite a bit, and you can use it on your desktop or your phone. If you don't have Cronometer, you can use another tracking app. The concept still works the same. What I'm first going to point out is that this is a sample day. I am not suggesting that most people eat 1,800 calories. This is just, middle of the line kind of macro setting. Same thing here with the macronutrients. I'm not suggesting that you eat these exact numbers here, but we're just for all intents and purposes, I'm going to show you how to plan ahead. So first and foremost, when we are finding ourselves in a situation where we're overeating or we're just like trying to adhere to a certain goal, we have to plan ahead. And when it comes to tracking, I really recommend tracking your food the night before. That really helps you avoid a lot of potential issues. It's very difficult to track food while you're hungry, right before you're eating, or even worse, after you're eating. Some people do it at the end of the day. That's not really effective. I'm going to first and foremost say, try to get into the habit, like before you go to bed at night, start planning out your meals based on what you have in your house. Okay. Here we go. Without further ado, I should say. So breakfast. I know that for breakfast, I am probably going to eat eggs at some point. Okay, so I'm just going to choose eggs. And we always want to do the actual weight, I know that typically, I can always change that a little bit in the morning, but typically I know that 3 eggs is going to equate to about 156 grams, because they can estimate the nutrients in eggs, but until you weigh it, you don't really know. Okay, something else we're going to do here, I know that I love having some kind of fruit in the morning. Let's do some blueberries. Make sure it says breakfast. Let's see, let's do like 100 grams. Sounds like a lot, it's really not. And while I'm doing this, obviously you can say, how do you know it's 100 grams? I am weighing that, weighing it. Generally speaking, I am eating a pretty big meal after I train, and I am most likely training in the morning. You would know that in advance. I love Greek yogurt too. It's a nice way to just boost your protein intake. I always have Dave's Killer Bread, thin sliced on hand. Yes. Okay. I'm not eating that dry. Typically put some butter on it, about 5 grams. I know that because I've been tracking for a while. And then I can't forget my coffee. Reduced fat milk I have. Breakfast, we're probably going about an ounce. Again, I'm putting my cup on the scale and I'm just measuring it until I hit an ounce. And then I also I take a little bit of sugar in my coffee. I have this type of sugar. I'm gonna do about a half a tablespoon rather. Okay, my breakfast is pretty well mapped out. So now I'm gonna move on to lunch. I had made some hamburgers. These were pre-made patties. They were raw patties, and you're gonna measure them raw. You always double check, right? So even though the package says 4 ounces, you're doubling down and you're checking. Okay, I have some of those in the house, and we're gonna do. I have part skim mozzarella cheese for this burger. Do an ounce. And I'm going to have this on side of this an arugula salad. 2 ounces of arugula goes a long way. And I have a bunch of like little veggies I want to throw in there. I'm just going to do this. What else? I have some cucumber. That might be fun for a little crunch. Own. I have their little balsamic vinaigrette. Perfect. And then this is where I'm talking about. So you can see that I'm eating a piece of bread for breakfast. I'm not avoiding bread. And that's a pretty dense meal. I just want to go back for a second. At almost 567 calories with 41 grams of protein and 53 grams of carbs and 24 grams of fat. I know that after training, that's going to carry me for a few hours until I have an opportunity to eat lunch again. And same thing goes here. So lunch, I don't want to just eat the burger and the salad. I know that's going to leave me feeling a little like, hey, I want more. So I love pretzels. Love. And you'd be surprised when you weigh out your pretzels, you get a decent amount because they're pretty light. And then I also want to make sure I have a tad bit more fiber. Believe it or not, arugula and other lettuces don't have a ton of fiber. So you're going to have to add in some other veggies and fruit to make sure that you hit that goal. Okay, so I have about almost 500 calories for lunch, 34 grams of protein, 37 grams of carbs, and 23 grams of fat. And I'm keeping in mind my overall intake here. Now, after I plug in my meals, if I have extra, that's where I'm going to start to play around with snacks or maybe just eating more at mealtime. Okay, and dinner, I'm going to keep it pretty simple. Dinner, I have some salmon. We're always going to weigh it raw. Where is raw? There we go. Okay. Let's do, I'm probably going to have 6 ounces. Let's be real. Whoops. Be careful with your measuring. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. I'm going to add that to my diary. Let's see. I also have some potatoes. Baby potato. Boom. That's what I got. We're going to do ounces. I'm sorry. I'm going to do grams. You can do grams or ounces, it doesn't matter. For some reason, with particular foods, I just have either the ounces or the grams memorized, but on your scale, you could just toggle back and forth. It really makes no difference. Okay, I'm going to get some veg in there. We're keeping it simple with dinner. 130 grams of broccoli. Okay, so I plug in my meals, and I can automatically see that dinner's kind of light. I could do one of two things. I can just add more to dinner, or I can say, you know what, I want to make sure that I have room for something I really love. And that's going to be what I do. I really love Ghirardelli, sea salt. Oh yeah, this one. Love this. That's going to be my nighttime little treat. And as you can see, look, I have room for it. I definitely have room for it. But I also want to make sure that I'm getting closer to my protein. So I'm going to maybe add in a protein shake. I always use Legion. If you've never had Legion, or if you like it, you can use my discount code for some savings. Elena K. It'll save you some money. Okay. Now I am way more closer to my targets, but I have a smidgen more fat that I could do something with. Let's see. Real quick side note. So this protein shake, I can have this at any point during the day, depending on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I have it at night because it makes me feel like it's like desserty, but I'm going to leave this chocolate square in there. And again, you can have it after dinner, you can have it another time during the day, whatever floats your boat. I just want to find a little bit more. You know what? I'm probably going to cook with a smidget of olive oil too. Let's be real. So I'm going to add in here, but I'm going to keep it really in control. All right, boom. I still have a teensy bit of wiggle room, but I'm really within range. So like, let's even say I went to 1825. Let's just imagine that that's what I did. It's really not going to make a huge difference. It's such a small amount of calories that you're still most likely going to see those changes. I could really go back here and play around with it. You know, if I want to add a little bit more sugar to my coffee, I could do that. If I want to add a touch more butter on my toast, I probably won't though. I don't really think I need more than 5 grams. Where would, if I round it up, right? See, a lot of this is playing around. Right? I just added an extra half a tablespoon to my coffee, and it hardly did anything to my calories. So when you're in a position where you're really scared to eat certain foods, understand that especially if you're in a fat loss phase, the deficit is more important than the food itself, okay? Meaning, a particular food is not going to make you gain fat. It's only when that food becomes out of control and you eat too much of it and where it doesn't fit into your energy settings. Again, I want to remind you that this is not necessarily for you. This is a sample client, but at the end of my day, I am just plugging in all the things that I have in my house that can fit into my meals. And notice I'm not going crazy with snacks because my meals are dense. They're going to carry me for a couple of hours at minimum to make sure that I'm not grazing and reaching for things that I shouldn't be. I find that tends to happen. So even my snacks, I'm planning ahead. I'm planning them ahead, and I'm very satisfied with this. I know I'm going to be happy. I have plenty of fats. I have cheese. I love cheese. I have some sweets. I love sweets, especially chocolate. And I have enough protein to keep me going. I hope that was helpful. As you can see, if I intentionally plan ahead, I am put in the driver's seat of my health, but I have to plan ahead to do so. It's very difficult to do these things on the fly. And if you don't have somebody guiding you to make those decisions or to show you how to do these things, it's going to feel really, really challenging. And you're going to get frustrated and think that there's something wrong with you, but there's probably nothing wrong with you. Okay. With everything said, I just want to end this with one final note. None of this is meant for people that are actually struggling with binge eating disorder. If you are somebody that feels that you truly are suffering with binge eating disorder, please seek professional attention so that you can get to the root cause and start healing. This is for people that are just simply finding themselves overeating at night and they want to get in more control of it. So stay tuned until next time.